Welcome back! You will by now have rated your organisation on where you are for each of the 5 pillars and taken a few minutes to reflect on what that means for you as an organisation. So in this second part, I want to take the time to consider the 5 pillars and your learning from the day. Let's start with the pillars, and you're going to need to have your circle that you've just constructed a few moments ago in front of you. I'm going to ask you some questions about it. So I want you to grab some paper and a pen, and you might want to pause the video in between the questions so you can answer them as we go. Okay, let's begin. Which of the 5 pillars scored the least and why? What are the gaps for your organisation in terms of psychological safety? What actions are you going to take when you get back into work as a result of that awareness? And what could you implement immediately when you get back to work? And what are you going to implement in the medium and longer term? Who needs to be involved? And what resources, support and training do you and your colleagues need to advance this, to create a psychologically safe environment? Okay, great stuff. Now hopefully you paused that little bit of video as you went along so you could write your answers as you go. Now I want you to take a moment to write that up as a series of actions that you will take. I want you to summarise your key points. Okay, great. Hopefully that's given you some concrete actions that you can take away from this little session on psychological safety to implement in your workplace when you get back there. Okay, now I want us to talk about today. Today has been jam-packed with information. I'm sure you'll agree with me when I say that. I hope that you've had an amazing experience and learned lots of new things, because that's why we put this together for you. We don't want you to walk away from this without implementing the new knowledge that you've gained. Okay, so let's take a few minutes now to reflect on the following. And again, you might want to pause the video in between the questions so you can have a moment or two to think and write your answers. Okay, let's begin. We're going to start with which sessions really stood out for you and created an impact on you, and why. What are the top 3 things that you've learned today? And why are those 3 things important to you right now? What actions are you going to take? And what do you want to try out in the workplace? And lastly, who needs to be involved and what resources, training or support do you need to take this forward? Congratulations, you now have a plan of action. Listen, if there's anything that I can do to support you with creating a psychologically safe environment, implementing the 5 pillars, or LGBT plus inclusion in the workplace, I'd be happy to. Please connect with me on LinkedIn, visit my website and be sure to say hello. And don't forget, there's been some amazing people involved in today. Make sure you reach out and connect with the other speakers and panel members that have been part of today. We're all here to support and guide you, and we hope that today has educated and inspired you to make and be part of the change that you want to see in the world. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.